man looked at himself and God rejected his offering. God does not have to receive everything you give him. God receives things, but if they are given according to his method. Cainism carries grudges. The people with the Cainism are evil. They are devilish. They tell you we are together, and you are not together. One time my brother resigned his job as a teacher. Most of you know my brother Micheni. He resigned his job as a teacher sometimes. He actually walked away from it. It was a mistake. Many years ago. And he got into business, and the business was very difficult before he went back to teach. And he met another teacher who was having a bicycle. He arrived for a bicycle. He said, "Oh, Mwalimu, we have not seen you for a long time. Where did you go to? Hey, we have missed you." And he said some good things about him. And my brother felt flattered. Kumbe watu wananimisi pandu. Then the man turned around to get into his bicycle. He forgot that he has not left. Said kumbavu, unatoroka kasi, halafu unajivanyanga hapa. What he was saying was not truth. Because as soon as he beat a corner, he thought, unatoroka kasi na. And my brother was so frustrated because that guy is also not very far from his home. And when they meet the next time, he will tell him the same stories. We miss you. We have not seen you. And every time he knew, nonsense. I know this guy is a liar. But you know, people with the Cainism are like that, even in the fellowship. What you see is not what they are. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. They can destroy you any minute. They look like we are together. We are not together. And I pray that God will reveal people like this when they show up, so that you can tell this is Kaini. And Judas was like that. You know, Judas was like that. A few times the thing showed up. Few times. One time a woman pours expensive ointment on Jesus. And how can you destroy? What a waste. This could have been sown and given to the poor. In other words, why can Jesus... Why would this whole... I mean, he saw money. He did not see the fragrance. Aliona mbesa. He was a thief. Now he's even talking about people are bad. How can you waste when there are so many poor here? And I know there are people who are like that even in the church. I had a man like that who was a leader in my church. A leader. Jadinda, that man was my treasurer. That's how bad it was. Close. But he was also crooked. So we didn't have a keyboard. Somebody said he is going to buy us a keyboard. Those days to have money to buy a keyboard was big. We needed many harambes to raise to buy that keyboard. But he sent it in the church, in the public. I waited for the keyboard, it didn't come. You know what happened? My treasurer followed her and said, "Ni pesa una nyingi. You have so much money. You don't have anywhere to take money. Why must you buy the keyboard alone?" Why? Immediately realized what a mistake he has made to decide to buy the keyboard all by herself. So she did not buy the king bond, neither did she give a little money for the king bond. She was discouraged. And after all the money was finished, she told me, Bishop, you know why I didn't buy the king bond? I said, I don't know. I thought you didn't get money. She says, no, I had the money. But your treasurer followed me to the house to show me how a stupid mistake I'm making to buy the king bond all by myself. Judas. Sema Judas. Kaini. You know, I am trying to say those things are everywhere, and may the Lord help you. Number one, not to give ears to Cain's or Judas's, but get direction from heaven. That's number one. And number two, if that spirit ever visits you, speak to it, tell it, spirit of Cain, get out of me in Jesus' name. Ukimaliza ufanya namna hiyo. Si ukifukuza unashangilia. You see, those are issues. And these things destroy fellowship. So you find people who are not serving, you wonder why they are not serving. There is a kind there. Waiting. Monica alisema atakujanga kanisa Wednesday. Nitaona bwana yako. Niulize yeye kama ni kazi hajapewa ya kutosha. I mean, and that fellow is with you. There was a lady who was very supportive of our ministry sometime. Very supportive. See, I mean, she was in everything we were doing. And some brothers who had kindness in them visited her and said, by the way, we have realized everything that is done in the church, you are always in the forefront. We will want to talk to your husband. And we will tell him we are not sure that the relationship you have with the leadership is just spiritual. I mean, what motivates you? What motivates you to always give, to always be there? Is it spiritual or is there another relationship? The next thing I saw was this girl. This lady is not coming to church. Had moved away, far away. Later, I met her. I said, "What happened? Why? What happened?" She says, "You are people." I said, "Hey." Then I remembered what the Swahili people say: "Kikuracho kinguoni mwako." Those fellows who are this close to me, but they are the ones who are putting poison to others. The same people. Why are you buying the keyboard around? The same people. Is the relationship okay? Why? What motivates you? Those are devils. But it's a Cain spirit that gets into fellowship and messes the fellowship slowly inside. So you find people not involved. You don't know why. You find people who are going up well. What happened? They met Cain. God help us. Anyway, I said there are four. There are five. I've given you how many now? Four. They keep grudges. Now, you see, when they keep grudges, they can kill, isn't it? Because of the grudge. But you know, in modern times, you find that they don't really kill physically. How do they kill? Let me give you 5 ways they kill. And those are dangerous ones. Number 1 is with gossip. Gossip. They kill with gossip. When they have a grudge, they use gossip to harm people. What is gossip? Gossip is simply telling other people a lie or a truth about another person, yet that person is neither part of the problem or part of the solution. Is telling Mureithi about Wanjohi, even though Mureithi is not a part of the problem, neither is he part of the solution. That is gossip. Hiyo neno ndio hiyo mushene. Is talking about another person, not for the purpose of solving or anything. It's just this man is very funny. Anyway, but you know what? Gossip is worse than fornication and adultery. It's worse. If I have a gossiper in church, I would rather throw out a gossiper out of church and be left with an adulterer or a fornicator. Because a gossiper is contagious. Gossip will go to 30 mouths. Gossip will infect the whole group. An adultery problem may be doing adultery with one person. And it may never affect anybody else. Ukimalizana na yeye umemalizana na mtu. Lakini mtu wa mondomo. Anashoma hapa na lipu hapa. You find everybody is frustrated by a gossiper. And a gossiper is an evil thing in the church. I hate gossip the way I hate any other sin. It's a terrible sin. But you find once it goes into fellowship, it messes a lot. One time in one of our churches, a youth leader was frustrated because everybody in our church knew that he was found taking in beer. Tusker. So everybody was talking about this young man. He was a youth leader, but he was found taking in beer. Everybody knew. You know, when a church is not very big, it's not too hard to everybody to know. With a church of 100 people, everybody knew. So where do you go? So he came to our senior pastor, and he was so frustrated. He says, I can't believe that everybody is saying that I'm drinking beer. I have never tasted it from when I was born. I don't know how it tastes. I don't know where they got this from. But you know, people who gossip, they speak as if it is truth. So, the pastor had a pickup. Really a good thing is, tell me one person, just one, who you can say actually send it. He said, so and so. So they drove to them. Said, Mureithi, you send Jage drinks Tusker. Where did you get it from? He said, I was told by Wanjohi. Get into the pickup. Wanjohi, you told Mureithi that Njage drinks beer. Where did you get it from? Oh, I was told by Silveria. Okay, get into the car. So they go to Silveria. You told Wanjohi that Njage drinks beer. Where did you get it from? It's Karanja who told me. Okay, get into the pickup. Karanja, and you know Silveria is here, so you cannot deny. Karanja, you told Silveria that Njage drinks beer. I was told by Wanje. Also, get into the car. So they move. Wanje, you told Karanja that Njage drinks beer. Where did you get it from? I was told by Felix. Okay, get into the car. Before long, the car was full of people. All of nobody, no one among them. None among them saw him doing it. But they all know and they are all telling people. So they got to Felix. And Felix, where did you send this? Where? He said, well, there is a cobra who makes shoes in town. He's the one who told me. Now, the cobra was the only one who was not a member of the church now. So, okay, get into that. So they go to the cobra's place. And Cobra, you told Felix. No, they didn't talk to Cobra. Felix is told now, he is your friend, he's not our member. So you can go tell him, we are all here because of what he told you. We want the information. When the Cobra saw him, he said, where? Listen, if you bring those matters here, I'll beat you thoroughly. This is what I want you to know. That man you are calling, he was drinking soda there. Kuna pombe unaona ikiuzwa hapo? I saw him drinking soda there. Get out of here now before I get annoyed. He came back. He has told me he was beating me. And that it wasn't beer. Actually, it was a soda. Now, so they go back to church, all of them. And the pastor says, now you know that Jaggy has taken no beer. However, you know how devastating gossip is from now. If we get another one, we will follow the same pattern. From that day, if somebody tried, he was not, what? It ended there. But you know the way gossip can hurt people. You can imagine the whole church knew the fellow has taken in beer, but he had taken only soda. And it's a lot easier that we are talking of beer. What about something else? One time I had a similar thing, and two young people who were leading one of my churches. And one day there was a story that they sleep with girls, and therefore they cannot lead. And the whole church, that congregation, was led into a funny game by some men who are men. And they said, from this day, these young people cannot lead us because they are fornicators, they sleep with the girls, and they come and lead us here. So from today, they are not leading us. Na musiende kuambia gitari. So my leaders are sacked, and I'm not supposed to know. Of course, the young people came and told me, I asked them, did you do it? They said, never. I said, okay, we can handle it. So I took them to the same man, and lauded the man, and said, you have announced this, so the whole church knows your story. I need the evidence. I'll be the first one to discipline them if you can prove that they are doing it. Oh, they started saying, no, it was Sister, it was Mama Susan who told so and so. So we went, okay, it's Mama Susan. Okay. So we got the one who was told, and we went to Mama Susan. Said, Mama Susan, you told. She said, where? Pastor, I did not say that. I was told by this guy here that he was told by one boy. So I did not mind. We went to Amboi as well. So Amboi, how did you get the story that these brothers did that? She says, well, you know, when I got saved and came to your church, this man was anointed. So when I told him I got saved and I come to your church, he said, which church did you go to? And this one goes there and he has relations with these girls here. So I said, okay. Did you find out whether that was true? He said, yes. I found out it was an insult. How did you find out? He gave me a very interesting story. It is me who had a guest, and I sent the guest to preach in their church for Acacia. And the guest and all the people in church were not willing to cook. So these girls were preparing a meal for my guest in this brother's house. Was it wrong for these sisters to cook for my guest in this young man's house? Is that sleeping with them? Okay. So But there was no other story. That was the end of it. Now, so I had to tell the church, these men are not elders, they are men. There's a difference between being a church elder and being a man. Isn't it? Elders are not male.
It's not a gender issue.
Yeah. Kuwa mzee si kuwa mzee wa kanisa. So these are men, not elders. What the men said was out of order. They should not have said it. So I revoke what they said. The readers are these, and these men should not read you another day. Do you hear? They don't have capacity to read. So my brothers were saved that way. I'm trying to say, gossip can destroy people. And gossip is bad. I used to have a member of my church who had church and hey, see and endorse here for everyone. A story for everyone. And one sister knew how to deal with that. So you did come, have you heard about him, Monica? Says, excuse me, let's talk about you and me. If there's time left after that, we can see what to do with it. So they will talk about the two of them, and when it is over, as he wants to begin, the other says, now I don't have time, I have work to do. Hey. Because it is dirty. It is killing somebody else. It's part of killism. The other way they kill is by slander. Slander is different from gossip. Slander is telling the truth or even a lie about another person with the purpose of hurting them. You just design a story that you tell about someone else so that they can be hurt. Very easy, for example, if you are a young girl and you realize another young girl is a competitor towards a young man that both of you are seeing, then you create a story. It could be true. But you know, when this other fellow hears that story, na huyo wamefanya nini? You have hurt that person. And it's very easy to tell even a true story in a hurting manner. Kwa mfano ukisema gitari ni nyeusi sana, pisha ikipigwa inaonekanga meno tu. Iwezi kuwa urongo kwa sababu yenyewe mimi ni nyeusi. Na kama unagiza ukipiga picha, meno itaonekana kuliko uso. It may be true. But if you use that truth for the purpose of making somebody else dislike me, now that is slander. Right? Or to say, analinganga tu bure. Unaonaga hiyo koti anavaa? Kalinunuliwa na mkora fulani. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni pesa ya nini? Ni vitu ambayo si safi. What are you doing? You are telling a truth. But you are reorganizing the truth so that it also has poison. Slander is like that. Slander, you say things, the purpose of slander is to hurt. And I can tell you there are people who hurt fellowships big time by saying things that could even be true, but destroying other people by those truths. The other way they use is verbal attacks. Attacking people verbally. You speak things that are hurting to people. You know, you confront them. I don't know whether you have come across people like those. One time I was called because some people were wanting to attack others, and I was shown up. I showed up. And I found them. When I said, Leo nitasomea mutu. Leo mutu atasomewo. And they are waiting to enter a fellowship. Lindy, to tear one another. Verbal attacks. And there are people who can attack you verbally very easily. And it hurts. The other way is physical assault. There are people who can come up to you, learn to do what? kurarua. Even believers. Kuna wandugu wanaweza kukutokea kuambie leo murithi leo. Nitakukanyanga mama yako akikuona ni miguu ataangalia ndiye akujue. Maana sura itakuwa imeharibika. Na nimesikia kanisani namna hiyo. I've heard people in church target to assault one another. It's not right, but it's Kenism. Well, I'll not tell you everything. Leave alone that. Let me give you the last thing about Kenism, and then we are through with this. The fifth one, or the last problem of Kenism, is lack of accountability. People who have Kenism don't accept accountability. They don't want to be responsible to anybody. They are hand to become leaders because they also don't know how to follow. They are not accountable to anyone. Those fellows do what they want, when they want, where they want. They are not accountable. Let me tell you, if you are going to be in fellowship and be successful in fellowship and enjoy fellowship that gives you value, you will need to accept to be accountable. Number one, to God. And number two, to one another. And number three, to leadership. You can't just be non-accountable. We are accountable, number one, to one another in the fellowship, as much as we are accountable to the Lord. But we are accountable also to leadership. Let me give you an example. For example, in a case you must be away from the fellowship for some reason, and there is nothing wrong with being away. Every one of us will have a reason to be away someday, including myself. Then you must let somebody know. Let your leader know. Don't just walk away. You are important. Don't treat yourself as you don't matter. You matter. Even in a house. I live with everybody in my house as I'm grown up. The youngest is over 26. But you know, even then, if we are going to live together, you cannot come home at midnight. And I did not know. Tutasungumusa. Because we need accountability. Where are you? So that I am not going to be sleepless waiting for you to show up. And you have probably planned not to show up. I could have slept early. You know. So accountability is, and it doesn't have to be accountable. Just say, I will not come home in good time today. I have something to do. You don't have to tell me where you will be with who, if you are not a kid. Kama ni katoto lazima useme. Utakuwa na nani na mtakuwa mkifanya nini. Hiyo ni kama mtoto. Lakini mtu mzima. I trust that you are able to make good, wise decisions. But I need to know you will not be there any time, so that I can organize myself. We also need to know you will not eat today, so that we don't eat cook for 3 people. Then you come full. It's important to be accountable. Are we talking right? Are you hearing me? Even in the church, you need to be accountable. You will not be there. Good. Who knows? If you are youth, talk to the youth leader. If you are lady, talk to the ladies leader. If you are a man, talk to the man leader. Let somebody, let your leadership know. Amen. And make sure also that your pastor knows. If I don't see you 3 weeks, then the next week you show up. I'm like, do you care whether we care? Does it matter to you what we think about you? Are you hearing me? It's Kenism. Kenism is you are not caring. No, be accountable. If you are unwell, for example, you are hospitalized, please don't stay in a hospital as if you belong to no one. Let us know. First thing before anybody else.
Yes.
Call the church office. Let us know you are in hospital. If nothing else, we'll pray for you.
Yes.
and visit you also, or send someone to see you, or anything else. Na ukikufa tutakuzika. Na tukuzikia vizuri. Halafu, I mean, I'm trying to say, don't stay as if you don't matter. You matter. Bwana asifiwe. No, now don't die, okay? That's not the purpose of being accountable. But I'm saying it is important that you are responsible and accountable. Yeah, you're important. You matter. You matter to someone. Be responsible. Amen.